Hi there. If you're struggling with focusing, concentration, or procrastination, or at the other end, hyperfocus, you're going to want to explore these exercises that I'm sharing today. Also, if you feel really tight in your calves or any of the muscles in your back body, you're going to want to explore these exercises I'm going to share today. We're actually doing some exercises that support the focus dimension, which is the ability to zoom into details and pull back to see the big picture and also keep the details at the same time. Sounds like it should be easy, but it's challenging, especially in the way that today's world is overstimulating and bombarding us with so much information and contacts and everything, coming at us at once. So we're going to assess this first. Stand with your feet hip distance or shoulder distance apart. It does not matter. Go ahead and lean forward and back and notice. Do you feel your breath change? Do you feel tightness and tension somewhere, like in your jaw or your shoulders? And you want to make sure this is coming from your feet and your ankles, not from your hips, like a woodpecker, right? We're really just trying to assess at this lowest point down at the foot and ankle. Now, the first exercise is an option. You would need a piece of equipment or a prop, a half roller. It doesn't have to be this long. Or you could simulate this at a step. It's not going to give you quite the active assistive sort of rocking, but keep in mind you could do some calf drops and raises at a step, at the end of a step, holding on at the bottom of the stairs, not at the top, right? Safety first. So if you have one of these half rollers, you can do this seated if balance is a challenge. And even if balance isn't a challenge, the first times you do it, hold on to something just so that you can get your bearings about you. You're going to place the heels at the edge of the roller, right at the back edge, and then just gently start rocking back and forth. Nice and easy. This rocking motion is going to nourish the nervous system. It's going to mobilize that joint. It's going to mobilize those tissues and start re-educating something called the foot tendon guard reflex. And that's an important one to work with because that one gets tripped up, if you will, the tendon guard reflex, when we are in a high state of stress or fight, flight, freeze. Now, the next part, we're going to get a little bit more specific with some hands-on and some movement together. So having a seat and cross one leg over the other. So I'm crossing the leg over, I'm grabbing a hold of the Achilles tendon right there above the heel, that ropey tissue, and then take my hand high up into the calf, pretty much behind the knee or as close as I can get to that area just behind the knee. And I'm feeling for some tender spots. I'm going to give it a little pinch, nothing too intense, and then lengthen those two ends of the tissue. I'm lengthening them, holding that, and then I'm going to point and flex this area. So I'm pointing and flexing, and you can stay with this for as many reps as you feel drawn to do, and then maybe find another tender spot and move along and create that length. This is one of the lengthening exercises from the Brain Gym menu of exercises, which are so amazing. And then go ahead and switch to the other side and find your spot, and you're going to point and flex. And I talked about application with this exercise in my recent live in the Facebook group, and I'll put a link down to that video below. So we're just over on the other side now, but this would be great to do before any of your exercise practices. Anytime that you feel stressed or you're procrastinating or having trouble focusing, or if you feel that you really want to express yourself and have your words flow, this is a fantastic exercise to do for that. I like to do it a lot before I start writing and making sure I do some other nervous system regulation, but this one in particular is really fantastic for ease with expressing ourselves via words. All right, let's go back in and reassess. So feet hip distance or shoulder distance, it does not matter. And give yourself that chance to lean forward and back. We're zooming into details, pulling back. Does it feel easier? I find it's easier to go back. I can take a little more risk, as you saw right there just then, and go back a little bit further with some ease. And just noticing, we're not judging it, right? So if you want more exercises like this, be sure to join my wait list for the Gutsy Brain Movement, because in that membership, we do exercises like this all month long to support not just your body and your structure, but your brain and your nervous system, so that you can feel good and you can also move through life with ease.